Rev Tax Director John Camacho and Deputy Director Marie Benito are here, and they're going to tell you everything that you need to know about tax refunds and the mass distribution scheduled for this Friday and Saturday. Half a day to you both, and happy holidays. It's very good news, as the governor announced, that the refund checks would be distributed. Now the onus goes to the two of you and your very fine staff and everything. So tell us, how did today go?
Oh, yes. I guess a lot of people now are actually trying to find out actually if they're getting a refund. So we're pretty crowded out there this morning throughout the afternoon. So I think everything is working out right now.
So it's basically people are making a lot of inquiries and everything, and finding out if they qualify for it.
Whether they're getting a check, or whether there's going to be an offset with GMH or public health, or even tax for that, So we're working with them and letting them know if they're getting a refund or not.
Now, isn't this information that people would know already, because these are late tax refunds, so they might have known already when they had their taxes prepared?
I guess there's just people that are, if somebody had received a 30-day notice from us, then that means that they would have to deal with us and actually try to resolve that problem. I think some of the people are just curious that they really want to know if they're having a check. So they're going up there and say, hey, I may have probably GMH, some past due bills. We want to make sure that I'm getting a check. So they want to try and resolve that as early as possible, so they're going up there.
Okay, well, Maria, I must tell you, the smile that you are wearing right now it's very warm, and you seem to be in very good spirits considering how much work that you guys did today. Have you any idea about how many inquiries your office fielded today?
Hundreds, or even in the thousands. I mean, it's so bad. The high volume of calls that our phone lines are not working properly now. We can't make incoming or outgoing, but I wanted to assure the public that we do have Plan B. So if they don't or can't get into the phone lines for any reason, we will pre-check before they get into line on Friday and Saturday.
Oh, okay, because for people that were going on Facebook today, some people were posting, I'm trying to call and I'm not able to get through.
Yes.
So that actually was accurate. The phone lines did have a problem.
Right. We are having phone problems. We're trying to work on it right now as we speak. We're trying to resolve the problem, but again, if you can't get in for any reason, we do have Plan B at the satellites, at the
excellent.
sites. Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about those sites, because of course, like we said when we were leading into the interview, the checks will be distributed on Friday and Saturday. The malls are going to be utilized, so there should be ample parking. There's going to be a lot of space. Break down exactly where people can go, like based on their last name.
Well, we can start with basically the Agana Shopping Center. Basically, will be operating Friday and Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and it's last letter with A through F. And then we go to GPO, which is basically a time shift. It will be from 10 to 5, and it's for Friday and Saturday also, and it's for the letters G to O. And then we go to the Micronesia Mall, which basically will be from P to Z, and it'll be basically from 10 again to 5 p.m. in the afternoon. And
that's important to know, because some people were, maybe they were a little bit confused, or they had their, somebody's cousin told somebody else's cousin, and they said, no, it depends on where you live. If you're from the south, you go to Agana Shopping Center. It is based on, so from A to F, you go to Agana Shopping Center.
Agana Shopping, yes.
From G to O, you go to GPO. And from P to Z, you go to
the mall, yes.
The Micronesia Mall, okay.
Mall, yes.
What if an individual owes taxes, or has some other, you were mentioning the other types of money that might be coming their way?
Yeah, basically there's by law there's an offset program that we have at the Department of Revenue and Taxation, and if a taxpayer owes basically in the order of, for example, if they owe any type of taxes, we offset that against their refund. Then the next one line would be the child support. If the person owes child support, then it'll be offset, and then you go down the line to GMH, then public health and UOG, I believe, and I believe also there's one more, if you remember. I think that's it basically. But the GUA there. Right. But the thing about it is that if you have a big refund, and let's say for example you owe GMH, and you owe GMH $1,000, and you're receiving on your refund $2,000, then of course the $1,000 will go to GMH, and the $1,000 will go to the taxpayer.
Okay.
The difference will be refunded.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So the protocol that's been put in place, and again, like broken down by last name and certain hours and different places, obviously the program was structured to be as efficient as possible and try and facilitate as many people. Knowing that the number of people that would show up, there's always a degree of uncertainty. Some people might be sick, they might not be able to get a ride or something like that. If people can't show Friday or Saturday, how might they go about getting their money?
I think Treasurer Guam has been in the past as a normal practice. Basically, if they have an authorization from the taxpayer, basically addressed to Treasurer Guam, dated December 2nd, 2011, and actually in regards to authorization to authorize someone to pick up on their behalf. So, for example, if somebody can't make it, he can authorize a person by saying, I authorize this person, my social security number, and to pick up my refund checks. And
so it is possible somebody
yes.
can proxy for you?
Yes.
Okay.
And then sign, and then a copy of a valid ID would be copied on this piece of paper and presented to the Treasurer of Guam.
Oh, okay. Right. And even failing that, if people just aren't able to make it, maybe they're off island or they just fall ill and everything like that, how will they be able to get their money?
All the checks not picked up during Friday and Saturday will be mailed out on Monday.
Okay.
All the checks.
And just for those people that just don't want to fight the crowds, because
Right.
it is expected to be very busy, they still will
Yes,
get it in the mail.
Yes, and I'd like to let them know also that you don't have to come down to pick it up personally. We'll mail it to you.
Okay.
Okay.
And again, just for people that may not know, how long would it take if it goes through snail mail? Maybe a week or two?
Well,
2
yes, depending.
days.
2 days.
2 days probably the earliest,
week.
but depending on your location, I was told, if you're someplace out there, it might take a little, at least additional time. But I think it's from 2 to 5 days. I heard.
Okay. So any final comments or tips you can give our community out there as far as how they can interact with you and what they can expect?
Yes, I'd like to also point out the importance of the ID. Make sure they have a valid driver's license,
Okay.
Guam ID, passport, and if you have a name change for any reason, bring those documents to provide support of your name change. And if possible, can you please just don't try not to bring too many people with you, because it's going to be crowded. It'll make it easier for us to service the taxpayers and just to lessen the crowd. If you can just come down and pick up your check without bringing somebody that doesn't have a check to pick up.
Sure.